Kearney and Teague brought to Fairfield, just so that they can all utilize one secretary here.
I think if we just would be firm on deciding that that's what we're going to do, then we could get some plans drawn up and present to the court to approve and move forward. We have not confirmed with any of the cities as to who is going to be in this joint venture with us, but Fairfield, I know, has been the one that has been, got Mr. Nate back here, yes.
Yep, hi.
And so we've been talking for a good while to see if we could come up with an agreement. So that's where we are. But first thing is, we've got to know that everybody's on board for us to proceed with getting some plans or whatever for the building.
Where will the money come from? Where will the money come from to pay for this building? Out of,
I'm going to see if we can do it out of the American Rescue Fund. And you're checking with them to see if that would, with grants, to see if that would work. If not, then we would have to pay it out of general fund.
So it'll be like capital outlay.
Yes.
Let's look into it.
And for trying to get a plan and some quotes.
The grant money, is that gonna, are the strings gonna be attached for all the engineering, all the specs? I mean, you know, how that we running
We
into.
have, but.
It would have to be ADA compliant.
Well, that's,
So, and I think that's big.
but I just wondered,
Well, she's working with grant work to see what we would have to do.
that was,
And if it's too much, we might have to just come back and
yeah,
do
do it ourselves.
it ourselves and still have to
If
be
it
ADA.
complicates it too much.
If it complicates it too much, just like we did with the generators, work
Unnecessary
through
expense.
to what we could, how we could work it out. But if not, then we'll have it in our budget, of course, do that in the general fund. But we are trying to get it that way. But is everybody on board for us to seriously push this plan forward? Just want to be sure. Okay, we'll get some drawings and we'll try to begin having some meetings with the cities, other cities and entities, and see if we can get that together. And they, if they will or will not join us, I don't know that if that's a deal breaker or not. So we'll just move forward with it. Okay. All right. We hope by the next time we'll have a little more information then that we can give you. And I think probably what we should do is that we should budget for building a building out of capital, out of fund balance, like we did for the capital murder money. And then if we don't use it, if we can go through the American Rescue Plan, we'll do that. But we'll have this in place so we won't have to have, yeah. So if that's agreeable, I'm going to put that in like we did before. When she was talking about the money that we didn't spend in our budget and the money we didn't bring in our budget, well, that all had to do with that capital, or most of it had to do with the capital murder funds where we budgeted $1 million and we didn't spend, but just a little bit of that. So we weren't really that far off on our budget with that consideration. All right, so if that's okay, that's what I'm going to do. We'll talk about that when we get into budget. All right. We'll just see how it shakes out with the city. We're going to start working on our agreement now. Money-wise, I'm talking about. I know we want to do it. It's just how we can come together on that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay. And the thing about it, as far as long-term, we budget for dispatchers and other things now, so it's not going to be like it's a huge increase, you know, but anyway.
Really, it would be a cost savings for not only for the county, but also for the city of Fairfield as well. You know, and that's kind of one of the reasons.
Hopefully we'll get a little credit for the fact that we have the building that
Right.
we will fund it and we'll be paying the utilities and all that. But we'll work all that out and bring it back to the court. Okay, number 13, Happy Days, Flood Plan Administrator. We have Mr. Leonard Smith who has volunteered to be the plant manager. So,
We need to make a motion on
we
that.
need a motion.
Make a motion, Leonard Smith is the new floodplain administrator.
Happy days, thank you.
I third it. And also, would somebody, whoever's responsible, would you please take my name off the county website and say that Al Leonard is the floodplain man, because I'm
I know you've
giving,
had,
and giving his number.
you have had so much to do with it.
I have had,
Yes, you
yes.
have. And I appreciate your
And
service.
Leonard, you probably need to call me, because we got a big project.
I'll get with you.
All right, did we vote? All in favor, aye? Motion carried. Item number 14 is to replat the Lohanny Bay Lot 28.
I have the replat application, and it appears that everything's here. We went over, Beth and I looked at it yesterday, it seems to me like it's all in place. And so I will make a motion that we replat, lot 28R in the,
Lohanny Bay,
it's in Chamber Tree Lake.
that was a motion. Do we have a second? All in favor, aye? Motion carried. All right. Item number 15. So we'll sign that in a minute. We'll go to item number 15, which is the American Rescue Plan Funds. We talked about the generators for the emergency stations, and let's see. Okay, we had 7 generators for emergency stations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Butler at the Shiloh Church where we have senior services. View at Farmington Church, Streetland at City Hall, Teague at the Baptist Church, Worthing at the First Baptist Church, Freestone Community Center, and Fairfield at Senior Services. And we would put generators at all of those emergency stations. Then the fire departments for generators, we have I believe. Butler, are they getting a generator at the fire station?
Yes.
Yes. You?
Yes.
Yes. Gentlemen? At the fire station? Yeah. Okay. You look at that and we'll go ahead. Fairfield Fire already has a generator. Isn't that correct, at the fire
Yes,
station?
ma'am.
Yeah.
Mhm. And then we're gonna go over in a few minutes what additional things that have been requested. Curvin, I want to clear if we actually are doing one there, or if they already have one, or what their situation is.
They don't have one.
Well, Kirby chose to be getting one at the fire department, because they do have propane there.
And that would,
They don't show to be getting one at an emergency, their fire department would be, there's another combo that would be their emergency.
emergency center, yeah.
And one at Southern Oaks Fire Department.
Yes,
Well, then
and theirs is a
another combo.
joint thing too, for the emergency station and for the fire department. And I think he looked at that as maybe being a bigger generator, since it's gonna be a bigger area. But anyway, he's made that list on that. Streetman now,
They're getting one at City Hall.
at the
City
city
Hall.
hall, and so they are not getting one at the fire department, they already have one, is that correct?
No, they show to need one there also.
Okay.
It'll be a small
schedule it by Streetland Fire Department, put a generator also. And then Teague already has one and Wortham already has one? Isn't that right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, going back to Butler, they are getting a generator at the fire department, and then we're having one emergency station at the church in Butler. They also have requested $32,000 for compressed air foam units. Is that the same thing as an SCBA air pack?
No,
No.
No, different deal, okay. We'll hold that off then. Compressed air foam units, 32,000. And then you see Fairfield Fire is asking for 33,000 for racks, cabinets, and radios and other kinds of things. Southern Oaks, 10,000 for bunker gear. Streetman Fire Department, 50,000 for SCBA air packs, and then Teague is 68,000 for SCBA fill station, that's air packs.
That's how they fill the bottles for their ships, man.
And then Wortham is asking for 87,000 for, to replace the utility truck. And Wortham Fire Department is not getting a generator, and Teague is not either, so that, is taken into consideration. So, back up to Butler. Are we gonna do the?
How much money is all of this total?
Sir?
Do we know how much money all of this is total?
All right. That's probably not enough. I just put an estimate. Some of those generators will be 10,000, some may be a little less,
Whereas
some
we
may be a
added,
little
there'll
more.
be one added to this that we just added to the total for generators, right? Because we
Well-
added one for Friday Street.
I think I just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I showed 7 generators.
Oh, okay.
For, or 6 generators. I just didn't have one of them written on this sheet. I couldn't remember which one it was. And it was street. So we have 6 generators for the fire departments, 7 generators for emergency stations. Would you say an estimate, well, that may be enough. If you got 7 generators, 100,000. Some may be more than 10, some may be less than 10, depending on what it is. And then for the fire department, 6 generators. I think theirs would be larger, so 120,000 for them. And then a generator for, county services building that we're talking about now, 25,000. The sheriff's department generator is gonna be a big one, so it's about maybe 75,000. And then patrol cars, and then down to the fire department request, that's what we're trying to firm up today. And then the ambulance request, they're gonna be about $265,000 each for those 2.
So total $1,385,000.
Approximately.
And Judge, I don't know if there's some way that the courthouse can be maybe wired in with the jail's generator or something. Jeremy and I talked about that, but, I mean, our phone server and all that is over here, and when electricity goes out here, it doesn't matter that they have a generator over there. You know, last time I had to run an extension cord to get our phone system up during one of the events, just so they could have phones over here, so, I mean, I don't know if we can like tie it in, or if the courthouse needs their own, but
had to get a bigger one than what we have right now.
Would it be better to have 2 separate ones, or to have one?
Probably
2 separate
Probably
ones?
2 separate.
Probably 2 separate.
So, the other day when we had that fire over in Wortham, y'all's emergency management truck was hot with all those stuff in there, y'all's air conditioner wasn't working.
And just that single, air conditioner in the middle of the day, it took forever to get caught up with that heat.
All right, if you look at the bottom of that sheet, I'm requesting that we consider getting a new truck for the emergency management position, and for our county services, 911, and septic inspection, and to see about the truck that the investigator has for the DA's office. You know, we've always just transferred these around, the older ones to people, and so now we're having a lot of repairs on, we had a big repair on yours recently, and then on the 911 pickup also. I think, Andy, you looked at those. Is it time for us to just try to replace them?
Try to make them last one more year.
Well, we could do that, but if we ordered them now out of the American Rescue Fund money, it's gonna be another year or so before we get them. So do it out of that fund is what I was thinking. And that's something that's not added in because we hadn't talked about that before, but that's just another thing that we did. And then see what we think a generator for the courthouse would cost.
Did we ever get anything on that, Karen, as far as the data plate that I sent you?
For the jail? No, I've sent it in, I've sent the other specs in to Grant Works. That's what I went and did, I went and checked my email. And Angela said it would probably be better for us to go through HGAC. They were looking at it instead of, bidding it out. And she would have us something by the end of this week or the beginning of next week. So we'll kind of know where we are on the pricing.
Can we use that money for a pickup for an investigator?
I talked to her about that yesterday, and she said she could make it work, yes. We just have to write out a justification for that, and, but she said that there's counties that do it.
What would our justification be? We've never had an emergency management, a pickup for an investigator, have we?
Yeah, he has one now,
Huh?
but it's one that we already
Yeah, but
have.
it was one that was given to him by the county, not bought out of these funds.